Greetings, everyone. It is I, Kikoskia, and I am tired. I have spent all day recording content. It's been a busy day, but just because it's been busy doesn't mean I get to stop, because we've got a stream to do. It's the pre-stream, and it's your opportunity to get here, get comfortable, and get ready for some King of the Castle. How are you all doing? Hello, not a rogue AI. Hello. Yep, I may be tired, but a monarch can never be tired. We just can't. It's not a thing we can do. How is everyone? Yeah, I was making content until nearly 12 today, and then afterwards I made more content. So I have had a busy time of things, a very busy time. Hello, Ada. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I don't even know if Yep, I do indeed have everything correct. I do have it all correct. This is important. Hello, Ghidorah. How are you? Hope you're good. Hope you are good. Hello, Area. It's been a busy day. Busy, busy, busy. Well, good thing G-Volt banned the sale of jeweled crabs. It's something we have to do. I don't think I'm going to get the opportunity to do that. I am looking forward to resting, but we have a 3-hour stream. Rain or shine. It's been a rough bit, to be honest. Yep, rain or shine, I've got to do what I gotta do, and I'm glad to have you here, Ghidorah. I hope things get better for you. A lot could happen in 3 hours. Oh yeah, absolutely. A lot can happen in 3 hours. A lot can happen in 3 hours. Hello, Daffy. How are you? I hope you are doing well. Hey, do you want to hear something amusing? Do you want to hear a hilarious jape of jape-like proportions? This is neither hilarious nor jape-like, but it is something that has happened. It is a thing that has occurred. Doing good, and I love amusing. It's not amusing so much as it's more perplexing. So, I take it you all know that... Hello, Shield of Hope, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I hope you all know that I have been doing a lot of... Well, rather, I've been getting a lot of emails that are typically concerning a lot of promotions that people try and send my way. Like, a lot of things. And I get them all just very, very randomly, and they're all here and there and everywhere. But occasionally, I get ones that actually, you know, are sent by actual people. And then, here's the thing, okay? I've had one of them send a reply to follow up to see if I am interested in their sponsorship offer. Like, they are following up on the email. They normally just send the same email again later, but this one's actually following up. And my genuine first question, that came to mind is, why do you think I am interested in this? And I'm very tempted to reply to them and go, why do you think I am interested in this? Like, a genuine question. I know I am. But I'm on my phone. Because I'm potentially waiting for Cav to respond to me, but I'm genuinely curious. I want to know why they think I would want to do this. Hello, Eliu, how you doing? Oh, there's Cav. Showed up. He's not going to give me a reply, though. Not here, he won't. You love your fake... No, it's not for eyelashes. It's for one of those... I'm okay, thank you. It's for one of those, like, hey, do a sponsorship for this mobile game that they want you to pretend is great, and then get all of your viewers to play it in the potential hope that maybe you might get more money out of it. And I'm thinking, why? Like, I'm just looking at it and going, why do you think I would want to cover this game? Hello, Linguistic, how you doing? And what drew you to this conclusion? It's not, actually. It's not that company. Although they do sometimes try and contact me, despite me on Twitter saying years ago that I was never going to do anything for them. But, whoop. There goes Cap. But, it's very similar to that. And the thing about it is they said that it's first come, first serve. Hello, Deus. It's first come, first serve. And yet they're following up to ask me if I'm still interested. That tells me they haven't had many people pick this up. And I'm just genuinely curious as to... I know the answer. I know the answer as to why they think I am interested in this. And the answer is they don't. They don't think I'm interested in it, but they think that I will look at the money and go...
Mayhem! Yippee!
Hey, I'll look at, Aurelian there subbing for 3 months. Thank you ever so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Yeah, of course it's not true, Ghidorah. Of course it's not true. It's absolutely not true. But, I know that they don't know anything about me. And I genuinely want to see if they're going to trip themselves up by going, hey, why do you think I want to do this? I genuinely want to ask them why they think I want to do this. Like, that is the question I want to know. To see if they can actually... Hello, Andy. To see if they can actually answer. I just want to know. I know that they won't be able to give me an answer. Oh, it's... I actually wouldn't say that it's dodgy. I'd say that it's pretty genuine. The actual, like, game itself, being a thing it exists. I wouldn't say that I'd want to cover it. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Like, absolutely not. Here is the thing, like, I've said it before. The only time that I would do anything like that would be a product that I could actually vouch for using and enjoying, or a game that I will play and that I will actually like. Because why would I do it otherwise? And there's a problem with that, and the problem is that that's not what people want you to do when it comes to advertising. They want you to push the thing regardless of whether you like it. They want me to be like, you know, I've been using Blogglesblog for 17 bajillion years now, and ever since I've used Blogglesblog, I've grown 500 billion cubic feet tall, and I'm now made of pure muscle, and I live forever, and money just flows out of my ears, and I now live in a house made of gold. And you too can have these things if you buy Blogglesblog. Like, I can't do that because... Oh, hang on. I can't do that because I don't use Blogglesblog. Yeah, but I'm not a tech channel. This is the thing, Area. I'm not a tech channel. I'm a Let's Player and an author. Hello, sleep has been lost, or do I feel that right now? But, I actually feel a little bit more awake now I'm talking about this. But seriously, like, why... I've done very, very few, like, things that people have asked me to do in email, and all of them have had no money exchange hands, and those were doing Let's Play videos of Gibbous, the demo, when they had their Kickstarter going, and that demo was publicly available for everyone to download, doing the demo for Lord Winklebottom Investigates, again, no money exchange hands, demo was publicly available, they just asked me to look at it, and doing the demo of Beyond the Edge of Owlsguard. Again, no money exchanged hands, demo was publicly available for everyone. Why did I do these? Because these people knew the content I made, genuinely liked the videos I produced, had a thing that they were working on that I liked, because they're point-and-click adventure games. I like them. I did a Let's Play of the demo quite a while ago, yes. It's come out since then, but, and it was a win-win. Like, I played the demo of a really great game, and then I got to show it to people who like my stuff, and stuff that I like, so therefore, they'll like the game that I'm doing a video on, and I get content. It was a win-win-win-win. And I went on later to Let's Play the whole of Beyond the Edge of Owlsguard, which is, by the way, still an absolutely fantastic game, and if you like point-and-click adventure games, you should play it. Because it's very fun. Watch the Toast did a fantastic job making it. It's got a brilliant voice cast and a great story, and it's a really good game. And I could say that because I've played it and really like it. And I gain nothing by doing that, except you enjoying the game, if you buy it. Ah, dearie me. 4 and 4, oh dear. But, it's just... I looked at that email and I thought, why? Why not do a modicum of research and realize that there's actually no point in sending me this email because I'm not going to cover the thing? Like, why would I cover it? Yes, money is a thing that is, like, always pertinent to me, like, especially now that I'm about to move, but doing things like that and making content like that will ultimately damage what I do long term. Like, you're trading short-term immediate gain for long-term irreparable damage, and it is not a wise decision for somebody who is in what I do for the long haul. Like, I don't want to trade the integrity of what I do for money. Because if I do that, and I just lie to you, will you trust me if I say anything else in the future? You wouldn't. And so, the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom? It's like, why? Why would I do that? Hello, Anne, how you doing? You'll be lurking? Fair enough, lurk away. I appreciate you being here. But, like, why would I do that? But that's the thing, they don't know this. Because most of the time, they don't know who I am. Most of the time, it doesn't even have my username in the email. Because it's just something they spam out to everyone else. But occasionally they do. And in this instance, they have in fact gone, we are checking up on this. But why? Like, I will be honest. I will be brutally honest, Ghidorah, about some things. And one of the things I've got to be brutally honest about is, I need food to live. Like, and I need money to get food. Like, money is important. Because without it, I cannot do what I do. In more ways than one. Like, without money, I couldn't make all the content I make. Without money, I couldn't feed myself, or have electricity, or live. Like, money is very important. It is something I require, but it's not something I can demand from you, and it's absolutely not something I want to con out of you. Like, if I needed, like, a set amount of... Like, this is something that's going to happen when I move. I'll get all the sums of what I need to live, and I will present you, if I don't earn enough in my life as now, I will present you with, hey, here's, like, the situation. This is how much I need. This is what I think I will need to, the levels I will need to get to achieve this. How can we make this happen? And if we can't make it happen, then that is how that would go, but then I would have to make some decisions. I just have to be upfront and honest with you. And that's how I want to do things. Be upfront and be honest and not pull the wool over your eyes. Because what do I gain from that? Nothing. This got very serious very quickly. This got very serious very quickly. And I apologize for that. It was not my intention for this to get so serious. But, sometimes things be serious, yo. Also, I do have a throne wishlist. If you're, curious about throne wishlist stuff, that is one thing to do. That is a way to, help in some ways. But right now, it's only full of silly stuff, so... yeah. It's only full of silly things. I do apologize that things be so serious. Wasn't my intent.
Mayhem!
It's just the pre-stream banter as far as I can see. Indeed. Hello, Tentretto. 53 months and a 53-month streak. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Today may be a special episode of King of the Castle. May it? What is happening that I don't know about? Is there a thing going on? You made this once. Yeah, even then, like, the problem is, I would only want to do stuff for content that I actually use and actually can vouch for. Like, it doesn't matter if it's entertaining or not. It's got to be something that I genuinely believe in or I genuinely enjoy. Doesn't matter if it's entertaining. It's got to be something I can actually truthfully speak for. And it's got to be something where I have the liberty to say what I want and not be handed a script. Like, if they say, here's a script you have to follow, that tells me they don't trust their product. That tells me they don't think I'll be wowed by their product, and so I have to follow a script. Let me say what I like. Because if the thing is rubbish, I will tell them it is rubbish. But no one will approach me with the things that I enjoy doing. No, because I have never played that game 10-player, and I have never wanted to. So I could not tell you. Hello, Cav, how you doing? We've had a serious discussion about me and my lack of desire to do sponsorships that don't mean anything. Like, I can only do one for things, you know, that I actually use. Which means that no one ever approaches me, because who would actually approach me for the things I like? Games Workshop. I buy Warhammer, but you're never going to approach me for it, because I might say things that you don't like about Warhammer. Anyway. One evening, you're sorting through paperwork in your office when Chieftain Tretto 2 appears at the door, swaying slightly and stinking of booze. Oh, Your Majesty, so sorry to speak to you in this condition. Let me get you a glass of water. Glass of whiskey, did you say? Don't mind if I do. Anyway, I just need to tell you, if the Archbishop asks you about what happened to his hat, tell him I'll pay for a new one. I was desperate, and the privy was occupied. They stumble away, knocking over a priceless vase. You make a mental note to charge them for the damage. It's surely not a coincidence the Archbishop arrives at your throne room the next day, looking even grumpier than usual, and hatless. He's got no hat! Your Majesty, there is a plague afflicting this kingdom, a curse more powerful than any wizard could cast. I speak, of course, of alcohol. People are spending their evenings in alehouses rather than in prayer. We must ban this vile vice. You know, I don't think we will. Hello, hey, Ashka. How do we know he's the Archbishop without a hat? Exactly. Like, I feel like we should not pass a law on this. I think we should, just say, like, let's be honest. We want to make the Archbishop grumpy. Let's make him grumpy. Let's just say no to that. We'll also make sure of that by vetoing this. I mean, let's just... No, we don't want to... Why would we ban booze? Huh? Why would we ban booze? This seems like a silly idea. So of course everyone's going to vote to ban booze. Well, at least I did make sure that you couldn't ban alcohol completely. We're not even going to gain any faith from this. You order the alehouses closed by 10 o'clock. Throughout the land, drunkards are tossed out into the streets early and wander around causing trouble. The Archbishop is right about one thing, though. Fewer hangovers mean more people attending church. Yeah, but you've still got to get it to 4. Also, this is really... Okay, hang on, just got... No. Okay, it's working now. Good. It was being weird. Also, the church is angry at the church, probably. Your Majesty, about that troublesome philosopher Ortega, I must protest you allowing her teachings to run unchecked. Also, I have a new hat. And her miracles are unorthodox at best. How can we allow what is effectively witchcraft to flourish in our ranks? Not to mention the fact she keeps complaining about supposed church riches and saying we should give them away. So which are they, miracles or witchcraft? I must express my displeasure with the utmost urgency. We wouldn't want the High Inquisitor to get involved. How about a gift? Thank you, Your Majesty. This should help us work together more comfortably. He sweeps away. Later you hear of a lovely new stained glass window added to St. Bertrand's. There are no more complaints on the Archbishop's side. Money will solve this problem! A devastating avalanche has buried a mountain village within my domain. There are few survivors. tragedy, but there is nothing we can do. The North is a hardy, self-reliant region. There is little complaint about your lack of help, or at least none that reaches your ears. It'll be fine! Alright, curious discovery. My heir! Ooh! Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council, holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to my legitimized, natural-born son. The assembled nobles break into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Though the common folk may lose some faith in the church, seeing their monarch's extramarital adventures being forgiven so easily. Your Majesty, may I congratulate you on legitimizing your son. What is their name? Carla III. We are blessed, Your Holiness. I'm sure Carla III will be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Meanwhile, a curious thing has been discovered. Your Majesty will recall the devastating avalanche that struck the north? I remember, a tragedy. The avalanche uncovered an ancient stone door embedded in the mountainside. We suspect it may be one of our ancestors' tombs. Some locals pried open the door to investigate within. They didn't return. Okay! I feel like we need to send scholars from Quail University. Let us study this. Let us find out what is going on. Cav is like, no! Let us have a repeat of that adventurer going in and having awful ice monsters. Let's not do that. That would be bad. It's all way of getting rid of scholars from Quell University. They'll be fine. A team of scholars are sent forth to investigate, accompanied by a few officers of the watch to ensure their safety. You hope to hear back from them soon. Order the tomb to be quiet! Your Greatness, the Barons are completely out of control. They've started hunting in our territory, killing and stealing away our precious natural resources. We're only hunting wyverns, you fool. There's nowhere else to hunt them, and you've practically got an infestation this time of year. We're doing you a favour, if anything. Your Majesty, it would be best if we were to nip this situation in the bud before it gets too heated. Let's call a vote, then. We could designate a specific Wyvern Week. Like, this is Wyvern Week, everyone! The week of the Wyverns! We will have a 95% vote, and it will fail, because 5%. Also, I've gotten really awake. It was like, I'm really tired, and then I start streaming. I'm awake! Ooh. It's the buzz of everybody trying to murder me. In-game. Not real life. I'm looking behind myself now, just in case. I am not an extrovert. I am most definitely an introvert. I love nothing more than to spend my time indoors and do nothing. Just keep my own company. It's just getting to the swing of work. Both nobles grumble and groan at the decision. No one is happy, which means it's a good compromise. Okay, here we go. I think I know the things that are going to be voted on. Yes, if you want to murder me in real life, you yeet bits and subs at me, so I break. Yeah, that is exactly what you do. That is the way you do it. Farming is a good thing to lower. Farming's a great thing to lower. I wholeheartedly recommend you lower farming. Not that one, though. You should definitely lower farming, chiefs. Ooh, a pouch of fun, Kikoskian. Thank you, Cav. That is incredibly kind of you. 100 bits. Why are you guys so rich? Because everyone has been hoarding their money for forever. You haven't seen Tiny Train. They're rich enough to buy their own country. Literally, they could just buy their own country. Heresy! I'd shoot them with bits. No! Don't! I mean, you could. Thank you, though, Cav. That's very kind of you. Like, I appreciate anything that people give me. Like, whether it's 100 bits, 1 bit, it's all good. So... authority down, that's fine. Your ambition? The Scholar's Return! Let's do a Scholar's Return first. Bizarre news from a tomb in the north, Your Majesty. The scholars of Curly University have finished their excavation. Inside, they made contact with an army of warriors made entirely from ice. But frozen soldiers declared their loyalty to King Bjarnulf and asked to be taken to him. Who in the blazes is King Bjarnulf? King Bjarnulf died 400 years ago. He was a king back when the north was independent. The ice warriors have trouble understanding this, though. What do you suggest? King Bjarnulf was interred in the Great Hero, the Halls of Heroes in Wintergate. We could take them to see his skeleton. Perhaps it will persuade them he's dead. Tell them the current monarch is King Bjarnulf. Oh, that would go really badly wrong. No, that's bad. No. You know, we're actually gonna go. We could seal them in the tomb. Okay, people, do we want silly? Do you want me to say silly? Do you want me to do the silly? Because I will do the silly. Do you want me to tell them this? Sure. We are King Bjarnulf. This could go really badly wrong. Yeah, we're that guy. Ada's like, no. We won't have Ice Warriors for long, because you know what Ice Warriors do? They melt. When the Ice Warriors are told that their ancient king still rules, they accept it without question. They offer to serve the local chiefs as shock troops. They are powerful, dangerous warriors. They will swear fealty to me. 3 weeks later, the Ice Warriors stand lined up before you, and your heart sinks. The southern weather isn't kind to them. Their formless, dripping, only vaguely humanoid shapes melt to puddles on the floor. Their leader steps forward and offers you a sword, but his arm falls off. Someone clean up this mess. The chiefs are furious that you ruined their magical army. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a peacekeeper. You've succeeded on that front. The kingdom is peaceful, and you're renowned for your mercy and wisdom. Well done, Your Majesty. But to shut down my noble scheming for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have some ideas. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. My advice, on the other hand, would be to infiltrate the regions with loyal spies. Defeat their schemes with schemes of your own. But the Chancellor has other ideas. So, 18 versus 19. But one of these is being actively sabotaged and the other isn't. Math, yeah. The farming victory has actually been attempted. It was the first one we did. But we're going to go do it. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin recruiting town criers to shout out your achievements to the masses. But first you'll need some actual achievements. Your priority is to raise kingdom stability and overall farming as much as you can. And of course, there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. What is this? Council has ended early for the day and you're off to visit your wife Mag for a catch-up. but as you put your hand on the door handle, you hear giggling coming from inside. Carla! The monarch! I mean, Your Majesty! This better not be what I think this is. That's when you recognize the second person in the room. Zacriel, a grandee of the south. He's renowned for being a heartbreaker, but you've crossed paths many times around the palace. I can see you two have a few things to talk about. He slips out of the room, leaving you and Mag to stare at each other down. I'm not mad, just disappointed. I hope this wasn't some surprise to you. We're married, dearest, not in love, just as I told you at the start. And I have needs, you know. Zacriel is much better at fulfilling them than you ever were. He's a damn good shot with a bow. That's how I met him, when I went on that hunt while we visited the south a few months ago. How does Carla deal with this situation? The first one will just have Mag going no, and Zaquin... You see, the first one has Carla going, Mag going no, and Zaquin just doubling down. The second one will just lead to scandal. The third one, however, will just have us... We already have our heir. We've already halfway to achieving our ambition. Rocking the boat now is a dangerous idea. Fine, but you could have told me. Told you? I suppose I could have, but I thought little of it at the time. If I'd known it would be so important to you, I might have mentioned something. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find Zaku and explain this all to him. Don't worry, we won't use your bedchambers again. Without another word, Mag briskly collects some of her discarded overclothes and exits the room, leaving you alone with your thoughts. Well, it's not the best situation. However, honestly, I'm fine with leaving things as they are. So, ambition, stage fright. Let's do this first because the Stone Maiden is absolutely going to reduce farming. Your Majesty, the common folk are swayed as easily as a dandelion in a gale. I'm confident that we can make them adore you. This will be the biggest public relations campaign the kingdom has ever seen. You'll tour the kingdom giving speeches. Town criers will declaim your great deeds from every corner. Can't we do things to actually help people? The nobles would never accept it. You need to secure your hold on power. Then you can pass whatever reforms you like. A few days later, the Chancellor is helping you prepare for your big speech. This is the 5th one this week. I know. Did you think becoming a beloved public figure was easy? You're hustled out in your palace balcony, below which a sea of expectant and unwashed faces gaze up at you. As you step out into view, they erupt in cheers, hats are thrown in the air, someone faints with joy. Everywhere you've gone, you've met the same reception. The public like you. They really like you. But you need them to turn that into love. As you launch into your speech, the peasants hang on to your every word. The crowd grows and grows. When you wrap up, the peasants' cheering is so loud you're nearly knocked over. Oh, well done, Your Majesty. That went brilliantly. I need a drink. By all means, take the night off and celebrate, but I want you up at dawn tomorrow. Now's the time to take this show on the road. Over the next few weeks, you travel all over the kingdom, delivering that same speech to packed venues. Everywhere you go, you're greeted by cheers and applause. Things are going wonderfully. The common folk of the south even want to throw you a surprise banquet to celebrate your achievements. If it's a surprise party, why are you telling me? If I'd learned anything as Chancellor, it's that surprises should be avoided. You're very true. You're very right. This is a sign that you're a true monarch of the people, your majesty. This has nothing to do with the nobles. It's all about the ordinary folk, the salt of the earth. Exactly what I want. So when is this banquet? I trust we'll hear from the south soon. 60%, however, this could go wrong. After a few weeks, the Chancellor slides into your office looking very pleased with themselves. Your Majesty, the townsfolk of the south are ready for you to visit. Now we get to have everything go terribly. Ah, yes, for my surprise party? That's right, your Majesty. Please keep up the pretense. You make your preparations to leave. Although it's meant to be a surprise, you may as well bring some essential luxuries. Your wife Mag steps up to the carriage and settles beside you, giving you a kiss on the cheek. I wonder why you were bothering with all these peasants. I never cared what they thought, but now I see the advantages of paying more attention. This is very nice, don't you think? Very nice indeed. I'm so glad you agree, your Majesty. Little Carla III makes the Chancellor play increasingly undignified make-believe games on the journey, like Where's the Upside-Down Egg Stew and Spot the Jitters. The Chancellor can never win Spot the Jitters. That's because Jitters is in chat. Dunk the Monarch! Yes, we don't play Dunk the Monarch very often. But it does happen. You finally arrive in the southern capital. Everywhere, the people line the streets and hang out at the windows, cheering your procession. Grandee Cav stalks up to you and bows. His smile is very rigid. Greetings, your highness. How good to see you. Surprise. By the ninth god, I had no idea this was happening. The southern peasants have decided to support the crown so much that they put on a party in your honor. Goodness, I'm overcome. Verily, that's quite understandable. It was a surprise for all of us. Voices of praise follow you as you travel to the banquet hall. Townsfolk throw flower petals in your path. Grandee Cav's face is like thunder. Like it was when I was editing that video earlier. It's okay, Cav, I'm not actually mad. You know I'm not actually mad. Cav's like, we'll see about that, Kiko. When you enter the banquet hall, the national anthem strikes up and even more cheering rises. Hello, Blizzard. The hall is filled with southern townsfolk, but there is also common folk from all across the kingdom. Marcher vassals raise their tankards to you, cheering wildly. The Chancellor looks stunned, I'll tell you. Well, you went to the trouble of fixing a minor thing, so I'm quite happy. That is true. I did. I had no idea everyone had got together for this. Let's party! The people roar in approval! You spend a week in the south, feasting and drinking and breaking bread with the commoners. But you can't be on holiday forever. Eventually, you return to the capital where the council is in session. The nobles are arguing again. By the old gods, we must have coin from the treasury. I found an ancient law stating that North is entitled to funds for northern sporting activities. No, we need gold for our businesses. The peasants aren't working hard enough, and we're losing momentum. You think back to your gathered peasants, tradespeople and merchants, all cheering for you. So many of them were cheering for you. Make your own money. You have enough. The nobles gasp. Cav takes a deep breath as if to argue back, but then glances at the servants around you. You lock eyes with him, and you can tell he's thinking back to the banquet in his town. Verily, your holiness. Of course. Even over a single day, it becomes clear the nobles are running scared. You have so much support from the ordinary devout people across the kingdom, but the nobles have realized just how outnumbered they really are. Cav is trying to develop laser eyes to fix coins. Bzz. Merchants and peasants rub shoulders with aristocrats in council sessions, bringing fresh perspective and the concerns of ordinary people to the throne for the first time. The kingdom grows truly harmonious. Even your crown feels lighter on your head when you put it on each morning. 2,000 gold! More trade! More stability! No military, but... Your reign stretches out in front of you, full of hope and ready for a bright future. In haste to complete their scheme, the barons mishandled their gunpowder. It blew up in their faces. Literally. All that was found of Baron Aurelian was a pair of boots, with feet still inside. Whoops. The attempt to woo Brizg to a northern cause was doomed to failure. Eventually, the wizard, bored of these mortal quabbles, trapped Cirrus the Mad DJ in a bubble of silence, from which he never escaped. That is true, Cav. All that remained of the Grandee's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner deep under the castle, clad in iron mask and shrouded in rumour. It's nice to be loved, especially when you're loved by an entire kingdom. Monarch Carlo II rode a surge of public adoration for another 15 years of carousing, feasting, and popular reform, which were promptly undone after their passing, but the peasants thought it was nice while it lasted. Monarch Carlo II moneybags. We apparently are moneybags. It might be... Look at Voronel there. It might be because we have 5,200 treasury. I just walk in and people are throwing... Oh, yeah, I know, sir. Sorry, you were throwing the bubble. Also, look at that guy. He is so done with everything. He's like, I am so done. Wait, I have to be king? Oh. Oh. Really? Cav just gifted a sub to Valtor there. Thank you ever so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. First bits and now a sub. What's next? Someone just cascading me in bits? Don't do that. It will slay me. He is so... Look, he is so done. Carlo III is 100% done with all of this. Have to be king with these nobles? Oh, this is going to turn my hair grey. I am so doomed. Please no break the Kiko. I mean, I can't stop you if you want to. Instructions unclear. I am bombarded with 30 bits. Thank you, Cav. That is incredibly kind of you. Just bits everywhere. This is telling you be like, yes, send all the bits to Kik. Then he will drown in them and he won't actually drown because you can't drown in bits. But you know what I mean? It's metaphorical. It's a metaphor. So, we start with that 5,000 money, I might add. That money carries over. I mean, I've got to pick up each individual bit. It is true. I can't defeat the Golem army. It's not going to happen. Thank you, though. Let's start with the coronation. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your parent, but now it's time for you to wear the crown. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Oh, let's get this over with. Shall we call the nobles in? I guess. I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna... The only one I'm gonna veto is that one. Invite foreign dignitaries to show off your wealth. Invalidate most of the money you got from winning that previous one. Like, I'm not just like, yeah, I'll just get my waterproofs on. We're going to be yeeted into the river. Just yeeted straight in. Sploosh. This also helps all the nobles, too. Invite foreign dignitaries. Are you sure you want to keep up that voice? Dignitaries arrive from all corners of Celestath, and it's only appropriate you show off. A trained eagle drops a ruby-encrusted crown atop your head as you stand on a golden podium. The awed crowds include such influential figures as the Dukes of Sal, the Prince of Taborlin, and even a pearl bearer from Atash. Lucrative trade deals are struck at the evening's feasts. Only the Grand Pensionary of Kurth is not in attendance. The Republic, after all, is fundamentally opposed to the very concept of monarchy. The path to victory. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your parent out the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? Trade? Yeah, we could go with trade. That'll end so badly. A lofty goal indeed. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall trade as much as possible. Military we have done. Once you have an heir, I'll return to discuss how your mission is progressing. Good luck, your majesty. Oh, he's here! The cab has arrived. Now that you're king, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Let's meet them! Good luck in the days ahead, your majesty. You'll need it dealing with us lot. You all right, sir? Have you slept well? Bring in the next one. May the ninth god bless your reign, your majesty. Are you paying any attention to me? No, Baron of the Marsh, please. Hey, well met, your highness. Oh, just go. Start arguing. We're not going to argue, aren't you? I'm not going to argue. Well, I'm going to argue. I'm not. And then they immediately start arguing. Is this what your parents fought so hard for? I'm done with this already. Just done. Caspar of the Shield of Hope bloodline, well-known marcher elder, stands before a blazing hearth, roaring with arms outstretched. When have the barons of the barge marched back down from a fight? Never! We'll totally fight, and not pick intimidation. Okay, intimidation is not there. There are 3 options here. You tried gunpowder before. It didn't go well. Alas, if only our sovereign could complete his lifelong longing to secretly swap places with Biffo the Clown. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. The barons plan to incite a peasant uprising to overthrow the king before swooping in to steal the throne for themselves. To advance their scheme, they must raise treasury to 2,000 or more in 2 seasons. Time to spend money. Giffer of the Ziggyzaf clan is shouting from the crossbeam. Chiefs of the North, we're somewhat religious for some reason. We've been for a very, very long time. Hello, Tiny Train. How do we stop this? Sorcery, subterfuge, or doppelganger? Oh dear. Oh dear. Are we actually going to get a doppelganger one to succeed? We might. Doppelganger. Chiefs plan to swap the real king for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. They must keep defiance at 4 or less for 4 seasons. Meanwhile, Fabian of the Andy Strick lineage. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Also, I have a white flower. Isn't it awesome? Intimidation, fervor, or excommunication? Oh boy, if we're gonna go for intimidation, that'll be amazing, because then I can just tank my stability. Looks like we're going for fervor. The Grandee's claimant has been chosen by the Ninth God to be the next king. He has promised the first miracle, food for all. You must raise your farming to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Okay, not the worst. Long lost nephew, ambitious vassal, treacherous half-brother. Do the golden choice. Your honor guard, theft, and invitation. Well, obviously we'll do the invitation. Your Majesty, this year we'll be holding the Winter Feast in my clan hall. Be an honor if you could attend. I'm very sorry, but I must decline. You would refuse an invitation to the Winter Feast? What kind of king are you? I don't know who got saddled with having this weak-hearted southerner in charge. Look, I just don't want to, alright? I want to go home, read a book. I never wanted to be king. One day you walk through the palace gardens, you're confronted by an unusual sight. One of your palace guard is standing watch, but instead of a pike, he's holding a mop. What the seven hells is that? An improvised polearm? Last week a grubby little urchin kicked me in the shins and stole me proper pike. I grabbed the first replacement I could. You're an idiot. Some might praise me for my resourcefulness. I can only apologise, Your Majesty. The Palace Watch have been even more incompetent than usual recently. It's obvious you need a proper honour guard to protect you. First, how can we improve the watch? I mean, obviously, we need to spend a fortune on new military equipment. We should spend. Marshal, where do we hire these guards from? A place called... Oh, fuck. Where do we hire them from? We hired them from the previous lineage. They're incredibly old. I'm 503, but I can still fight. How did you even live that long? Turns to dust immediately. Whoops, reminded them of their own mortality. Hello, Karazhan. Soon your watch are outfitted with gleaming new armour, wielding a pike in each hand to fend off urchins. They're not actually more competent, but they look impressive. If one thing's clear from this mess is that you need an honour guard who can actually keep you safe, not like these kittens. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalty will be divided between you and your region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. Well, I think I know who I'm going to pick. I await your verdict with bated breath, Your Majesty. I will pick the Veterans of the March. I will make the arrangements at once. The veterans arrive a few weeks later. They march into a throne room in perfect formation before lining up behind your throne, swords, hands on each sword hilt. Each soldier sports a scar bigger than the last. Also theft. My liege, this is an outrage. I demand justice. Last week, Grandy Medical shook my hand as a supposed show of reconciliation, stole my family's lucky ring in the process. Neither preserve us. Nonsense. Rummage through your drawers and I'm sure you'll find the thing. Your Highness, a feud has stood between our families for centuries. Mediocle's ancestors called inquisitors on my ancestor for being a demon worshipper. This is because his ancestor was growing horns from his forehead. Why are you not paying attention? I'm just thinking about how I could be literally anywhere else right now. Enough! I know he stole my priceless ring. It brings the March great luck and bounty. My dear cousin is to wear it when they marry. I really don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care. Just... Sire, Your Majesty, you appear to be holding your head in your hands and silently screaming. Am I doing that openly? Yes, sir. I think you're meant to be doing that behind closed doors. I don't care anymore. Alright. Vote, don't care. Send a chance of the south. Aurelian thanks you profusely, but the Grandees are furious that the accusations are being taken seriously. You order the Chancellor search the house for his special ring. Goodness me! I do enjoy tales of such mysteries. I should do my best. Alright. Got a couple of things we can vote on. I want to find a way to waste some money this year. Not in real life. I do that easily enough. Car 3 screams externally. Like, chances is everything is not nailed down. I'll take this, and I'll take that, and I'll take this, and I'll take that, and I'll take everything. Why is everyone so wealthy? Because they hoard their money. They hoard it. They hoarded so much. It's like, here's all my money. This is why, like, whenever this happens, I just have no control. Also because I use the golden choice to get people to pick silly things. I look at Tiny Train, they could buy his own kingdom. Farming up and stability up. Okay. The rewards of prosperity, finding a spouse, searching for the ring. First we'll do the spouse thing. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. I just don't care. Are you sure, Your Majesty? The nobles will be most upset. Surely it behooves you to look some often. I don't care. Very well, Your Majesty. I shall speak no more of marriage, but why? I just want to party. I see. Far be it from me to question my king. Good luck in the days ahead. I don't care. Just go away. I think this kingdom is going down the toilet. Oh dear. Your Majesty, I found his ring, but the situation is delicate. Grandee Medial cousin has it, because Aurelian's cousin used it to propose to them. My guardian doesn't understand true love. My dear cat and I are meant to be together, feud or no. All we want is a quiet life. A little garden, a flock of geese, 20 acres of land or so. No one knows about this romance yet, but tensions are high. Both regions are using the feud to fuel a full-on rivalry between barons and grandees. Perhaps I'm soft-hearted, but I can't help feeling for this young couple. Is there some way we could resolve this? Perhaps you could provide a dowry to soothe the noble's feelings on the matter. When the announcement is made, the king formally blesses the upcoming marriage of Cat and Zarilla. The cash soothes the guardian's feelings. As wedding preparations begin, the story of the love-struck couple catches the imagination of the Marcher peasants, who work together to make a huge cornucopia as a wedding gift. Oh no, all my money, anyway. Your Highness, merchants are visiting the south from as far afield as Valamir and Atash. Our quarterly figures are stunning. Ugh, merchants. Verily I agree, but they're a small price to pay for the prices they pay. Your Highness, this southern economist has an audacious idea for all this wealth. Call it an experiment. We give the peasants gold whether or not they're working. This will ensure a base level of comfort and security for all. By the 9th! What are you saying? That we should hand out cash for nothing? With respect, how is that different from grandees receiving fees from their serfs? It's completely different, Your Holiness. This lunacy cannot possibly be considered. I mean, we could host a financial summit in the capital to celebrate the grandee's success. You like being told how great you are, right? But I'm offering you money! Cav's like, no. Look, I personally would be on the side of A, okay? But I'm playing Carla 3. And Carla 3 sees that the grandees are currently at 6. Well, this is going to be interesting. Many grandees are furious. Not only that, but other nobles watch anxiously, worried about this outrageous new strategy spreading everywhere. But their fears are unfounded. Freed from at least some of the back-breaking worry of how to pay for the next meal, peasants praise the crown and the council. Farm owners treat their workers better for fear of them leaving to work elsewhere. The sick and infirm no longer have to work themselves to death for coin. The South flourishes, though the grandees give you no credit. Meanwhile, somewhere in the south, a group of barons are touring the impressive trophy room. Once the tour is over, a bottle of brandy is uncorked. It's not enough. The common folk don't care less about the king or his hoarded wealth. How are we supposed to incite an uprising in this climate? We should start by ensuring the king actually has some wealth to flaunt. A shame the king seems determined to be destitute. Perhaps he's just really bad with money. Yeah. The barons aim to raise treasury to 2,000 or more. Okay, have a bit of an opportunity to get some money in. We could give you a small tax break. Give you a bit of tax money. They do that. Yeah, it's all good. Oh wow, everything is here. Literally everything is down here today. So long. Welcome, Time Travel. Your Majesty, that couple from the Martian South are here to speak to the Council. Oh, my liege, you've brought us so much joy. I can't believe I finally get to be with my dear Zarilla. But it's not all good. We wanted to get married and start a farm together. Enjoy some peace and quiet for a change. All we need is each other, and a few adorable animals. And the wedding will be tiny. 300-400 people at most. But of course, Aurelian and Mizio refuse to give us anything. Please, Your Majesty, help us once more. This farm idea is silly. They're on their own. I mean, could give them some land in the north. Why don't you make your home in the north? You know, give us there. You like money, right? You can... Okay, mistyped. It's okay. You mistyped correctly, because you typed for money. Hope you're all having fun, by the way. There's 64 of you here. And considering I started all super serious and grumbly about me and the emails I receive, I'm glad for that. Few nobles want their relatives to become humble farmers, especially if it's because of a whirlwind romance with someone of a rival lineage. Neither the barons nor the grandees are happy. But the chiefs welcome them eagerly, even giving them some scrubby land to live on. It turns out that the lovers have a knack for wilderness life, helped along by the lucky ring, and they quickly cultivate a thriving farm that brings prosperity to the area. Cat and Zarilla even named their first child after the king. Little Carla III grows up peacefully in the country, far away from the feuding families. Yay! This kingdom's a dumpster fire. Your Majesty, the barons of the March have invited you to a jousting tournament. How delightfully rustic. Wonderful. I'll compete myself. Superb, Your Majesty. I will send your acceptance directly. Maybe it's an opportunity for me to horribly get killed. But the March of Winter has been especially cruel this year, Your Highness. I can still feel it in my bones. Ha! You barons don't know the meaning of the word cold. My liege, this is no joke. I found that the secret is layers. It's not just about me. In the marsh, the river's frozen. The people won't work for fear of frostbite. My butler touched an iron fence post and lost his entire finger. Well... all the options are rubbish. We'll pick a 50% vote or a 40% vote. You can't vote D. I got rid of it. It's gone. Won't let you pick that one. I'm really glad that stability is very high right now. It's the only thing keeping the chiefs from getting mad with their two peasants armed with spoons. They are dangerous spoons. The chiefs gather vast amounts of food from their own harvest and load it into wagons. It's a tricky business rolling them into the march, but the people are delighted. Barons and peasants alike hole up in their homes, comfortable until the winter passes. It actually worked! Huh! Neat! I mean, I don't think the grandees need to, is the thing. Your Majesty, I was going through the history books and found the most interesting tidbit. During the reign of Queen Ica, a kingdom held a huge parade in honour of all the regions coming together. It was called the Day of Kinship, and it was quite the party. A festival, you say? Lots of drinking and dancing? Yes, but it wasn't just about that. With the visitors who came to the capital, the city flourished. I hear it made things more harmonious across the kingdom too. I suggest we reinstate the Day of Kinship. I never need a reason to party. Let's do it. Wonderful, Your Majesty. The question is, how much money do you want to spend on it? I'm sure my nobles will have opinions on the subject. Go for the cheapest parade possible! I put my iron choice on this option! How much money do we have for it? Well, we could buy one chocolate biscuit. Do the peasants have to share the chocolate biscuit? They do, Your Majesty. The cheapest parade available. Oh, it's going to be great. I don't want money. I want to keep money down. The treasurer nods, scribbling down notes. I'm sure we can stretch to some music and a few living statues, Your Majesty. The two of them leave, deep in conversation. Soon word of the Day of Kinship spreads across the kingdom. Some are unimpressed with how little you plan to spend, but that's the price of good sense. Alright, here we go. The barons have assembled upon a jousting field, watching from tall stands. The place is buzzing with excitement. The servant straps on your armour and helps you mount your horse. It hands you your lance, and you ride out into the field. Welcome, one and all! We have a most thrilling guest today. As you ride your horse past the stands, nobles gasp and stare. Wave. There we go. Cheering erupts, and a noble stamps so hard that the stands tremble. When the jousting starts, you quickly realise your opponents swerve each time they approach. They don't want to hurt a king. Put a dent in the challenge, really. Bracing yourself, isn't it? Bracing match, isn't it? You're beating everyone soundly. Your opponents do not dare touch you. One deliberately falls off his own horse rather than risk regicide. But by the end, your audience is in good humour, laughing at your opponents and cheering for you. At the end of the tournament, oh no! Baron Crazen cheerfully hands you a bag of coins as your prize. Darn it! I got monies! It's alright, we can waste the monies. Red Blood Comet has been spotted in the night sky over the north, Your Highness. The common folk are claiming it's a terrible omen. The common folk are on the verge of panic. Is there anything we can do? Just dispel it. The priests of the north preach the comet's actually a good omen, but nobody believes you. Darn it! For a few weeks the north is gripped in panic. Riots break out in the streets. Soothsayers wander the land foretelling doom. There. Meanwhile, up in the north. What a bloody disaster of a year. We're clashing with the king on a daily basis. The spy master will never trust us at this rate. Ugh, how goes the search for a lookalike? Not well. All we found is Boffo the Clown. Not Biffo the Clown? Boffo the Clown is the closest we've got. Biffo is currently touring in a different country. Well, don't let that discourage you. Keep searching. Biffo will turn up eventually. Chief's aim, the lower defines the 4 or less. Meanwhile, the prophesied Ninth Herald has finally manifested in Celeste Earth, taking the form of a humble noble known as Fabian. Also the Grandy's claim. Haha! Peasants over the south are flocking to you, Fabian. I knew you could do it, or Fabian rather. The plentiful crops have been a significant boon to our economy. Not that we've noticed. Praise be, but this is just the beginning. With him on our side, we will capture the minds of the common folk and lead a holy crusade against the false king. People still need to push, however. With just the right amount of chaos, the peasants will take up arms and die for you. Lower stability to 4. Meanwhile, the common folk are getting rowdy, and it's all thanks to us. Now they know how much wealth the king's hiding. They're itching to get rid of him. Careful we don't get them too riled up, mind you, or they'll be starting questions about our wealth as well. Aye, now it's time to incite some real chaos. Show them that he's greedy and incompetent. Stability to 4 reduced. Well, they both need to do it. Well, can't stop that from happening. The day of kinship! Your Majesty, the day of kinship has arrived! Today the regions come together in honour of the achievements of Queen Iga, the Reconciliator. This will be the best festival the capital's ever seen. Absolutely, Your Majesty. Visitors gather in dribs and drabs, waiting for the parade to begin. It's a bit of a wretched turnout. Your float awaits, Your Majesty. Watch your step there, it's a bit rickety. You ascend the steps to your parade float. It's as tall as a small cottage, wider than an elephant. 10 horses wait to pull you forward. You chose to build a statue over the nobles of my predecessors. Upon the float stands models of your ancestors bearing symbols of their reigns, sword, scepters and books. You take your place on the float. The horses drive forward and the crowd roars in excitement, clapping and cheering and throwing rose petals. You get used to this. As you make your way to the capital, the other floats follow in your wake. The marcher float looks like a forest growing up a mountainside. Upon it, the barons are eating a lavish feast. Occasionally, Nebuloscorn throws a chicken leg or a honey cake down to a peasant. Ghidorah and several other chiefs stand atop a model mountain on the northern float, dressed in ceremonial kilts. An effigy of an ice giant towers over them, glaring at the crowd. On the southern float, a mobile temple laden with flowers, several grandees lounge on gilded sofas as Deathwalker 369 shadow duels the ceremonial rapier that whooshes impressively. By the time the parade reaches the gardens of St. Serenus Park at sunset, towering bonfires banish the dusk. Very jolly, eh, Your Majesty? Chance has been looking forward to this for weeks. Can I get you a drink? Get me many drinks. She brings you back an entire tray of wine bottles. The rest of the night is a little hazy. The next thing you know, morning sunlight is burning through your eyelids as you wake near your parade float. A model of your great-grandparent is standing right at you. Am I dead? Nearby, Valterfi picks himself up from the wreck of the northern float. Why, Odhel's horn! What a night! Do I remember geese? You ordered a whole flock of southern ducks to be sent to the palace. You wanted their feathers for the royal pillows, but then you unleashed them on me! They pecked me half to death! Ha! I remember that now! That was brilliant! You drag yourself back to the palace, where you enjoy a long and luxurious snooze. The grandees are asking you to apologise for your behaviour during the day of kinship. You caused quite a stir. But Chief Valter says you were just throwing yourself into the festivities and you did nothing wrong. I'll send them a gift. For being the best king ever! Oh, sure. Several other grandees join the grumbling, but you rise above the whole thing and regain your dignity. That's the true meaning of the day of kinship. I regret to inform you, I have jousting news from your march, Your Majesty. Yes, it's hard life being a champion. Quite so, Your Majesty. The people of the march were rather inspired by your performance. The barons petitioned for a jousting school to be set up in your name. No. Absolutely not. I'm the best jouster. I'm the best king ever, 10. You're all so mad at me, except the barons. They're like, yeah, that guy, we can get behind this guy. He's great. He likes, look at the barons region, by the way. It is doing so well. You have 8, 10, 8, 9, 0. So good. What? A culinary school? Great God, my liege! Are you just doing this because it's cheaper? You visit the new school to cut the ribbon. In your speech, you declare the march must be ready to abandon the lance in favour of the humble fork. Against all odds, your words strike a chord. A fad of haute cuisine sweeps the march, and the kitchens bustle with exquisitely trained chefs. The demand for vegetables, other than cabbage, supports a number of new farms. After a particularly delicious feast, even Baron Krarazan is forced to praise your judgment, and the decline in jousting certainly has an impact on the march's tally of new recruits. It'll be fine. It'll be fine! Avalanche. A devastating avalanche has buried a mountain village. Well, I suppose we could lend a hand. The other nobles are under no obligation to help, but surely they will vote with compassion. You know what? Send financial aid. I want to go down to the tiniest slither of money. The king is broke. The king has had it. It's fine, we'll have 80 money. 80's enough. We could buy a biscuit with that. We could also just make more money. Let's not print more money. That's a really bad idea. Your funds go towards resettling the survivors in neighbouring villages with enough gold to see them through the winter. The Chief Voronel skims a little off the top, of course, for our trouble. Tangies are free. Ah! So many things you can do here. I see that F and C are being voted for. You gotta save more money for a rainy day. You have to save money for a monsoon. Fund F potato. I'm sure your potato is greatly appreciated, Uncle Pat. So. I know, it's a prison. They need all the potatoes they can get. You are! But nobody beats Voronel and Tiny Train. And Draxian and Templaire are close. I mean, technically you could rebel. I wouldn't recommend it. The treasury is almost empty, Your Highness. What do you suggest we do? We don't have many options. Could get a bank loan, or sell off the crown jewels, perhaps crack open some tombs. We'll sell off a bit of jewellery. We sell off dozens of necklaces, 5 gold rings, and dual scepter. It's a humiliating affair, though. Selling off symbols of power makes you look weak and desperate. Oh, look, a tiara. Fetching, isn't it? Don't mind if I do. Check out this scepter. It's like I'm the king. Ooh, dead people. The elderly Chief Margetta, cousin of many times removed from Chief Ethan, died in their sleep last week. She was nearly 90, would you believe? Better than most of us get. Indeed, she stayed at home in the north most of the time, enjoying herself. But she could have spent more time on her accounts. She died without a will, and the nobles are scrabbling for her estate. Chief Margetta was my relative. I wrote to her at least once a year. Of course the estate should be mine. My late great-great-grandfather used to play backgammon with her. He swore she intended to leave it to our family. By Odell's horn, that's a pitiful claim. I mean... It may be. However, we're actually going to vote for it. I want to sort of have the Chiefs be... Yeah, honestly, I kind of want to see schemes work. Because we've seen the rebellion go through many times. What we haven't seen a lot of is the schemes actually succeeding. Like, the scheme succeeding is quite fun. Baron Area High One shakes their head, muttering with their friends about favoritism in the council. But Chief Ethan and the other chiefs are delighted. They even send you a treasurer gift basket as a token of their appreciation. Meanwhile, we absolutely have, like, Two-Prong Rebellion would go very it would just end the same way, basically. Except you'd vote at the end. That's the only difference. You might actually recall the devastating avalanche. I won't lie, I don't know what you're talking about. They buried a whole village. Really? No recollection? The avalanche uncovered an ancient stone door embedded in the mountainside. Oh! Oh, it's the same thing. Ooh, King Kiko. Hey, my king has a very busy schedule not caring. Alright? He has a very busy schedule not caring. This time... why don't we do this, and this time leave the Ice Warriors in the north? How about that? We leave the Ice Warriors in the north this time. Because we haven't seen that. Then again, this could also end differently. It's like, actually, it's full of death. And I'm like, oh boy, death. That's my least favourite thing. Right next to death. Generally, I like avoiding death. I intend to try and avoid it for as long as possible. A team of scholars are sent forth to investigate, accompanied by a few officers of the watch to ensure safety. You hope to hear back from them soon. It'll be fine. Meanwhile, in the south... it's just not enough. The peasants love Fabian and believe the miracles, but they won't rise up to put him on the throne. They'll come around. The king's golden age can't last forever, can it? We will try. Well, we could do that. This. You could bribe us. But why? Because this, that's why. Alright, scholars return! Of course, Your Majesty refuses to get married, against my advice. There's one thing you're missing, something even more important than a spouse, an heir. You need someone young, whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do a trick, even if they're legitimate or one of your many cousins. Wow, cousin, whatever. Of course, an entirely sensible idea. I'll make the arrangements at once. But I don't care. About the scholars. Bizarre news from the north, Your Majesty. They have finished their excavation. They make contact with an army of warriors. Is this a joke? No, Your Majesty. I'm as baffled as you are. The king died 400 years ago. Ice warriors, you know. He had a second battalion of them, apparently. He was interested in the Hall of Heroes in Wintergate. You could make him see a skeleton? Persuade him he's dead? No, let's tell them that I'm the king. I'm the king. This time, we'll have them stay in the north. This may end up meaning that you succeed in the first stage of your ambition. This is fine. Then you'll all be wanting to lower stability, and that'll be very sad. Then you'll all go, hey, you know what? We just want this kingdom to burn. And I'm like, oh, we can make that happen. We can make burning happen. Easy, just add fire. When the Ice Kings are told that you still rule, accept without question. They offer to serve the local northern chiefs as shock troops. They're powerful, dangerous warriors. Absolutely. The Ice Warriors are dangerous opponents, good with a blade, untiring and inhumanly fast. They'll prove a dramatic boon for the North's military. There you go, you have Ice Warriors now. Grandy Normal Cat strides to the counter chamber, brandishing a clay pot from which grows a long, leafy plant with floppy yellow flowers. Our expert farmers have discovered a new kind of plant, Your Majesty. I thought you might like to name it. An exciting discovery. I'm not a botanist. Name it yourself. Alright then, I shall name it Twine Root. This stuff grows wonderfully fast. It tastes horrible, but the farm animals don't mind. I should just be growing it in the south with livestock feed. Or perhaps you could make a nice addition to the palace decor. I mean, obviously, we need to cultivate it in the south. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? It was, and we've already done Planty McPlantface. We've already done Planty McPlantface. It's now called Twine Root, because my king doesn't care to name it. We're not getting many fun We're Not Married events, though, which is a bit sad. Funnily enough, when I pick a monarch who just decides to go purposefully off the rails, we tend to nearly win a lot of the time, which is quite scary. Southern farmers plant fields of twine root to support their livestock. It spreads alarmingly fast. The patch has become known as the Twine Root Sea. Villagers claim you could walk for a day and not reach the end. Nothing bad will happen there. Nah. Oh my word, it's all the south. Great God, what of a knight's name is that smell? It's a bit of lavender oil, little rose. Well, it's vile. Stay away from me, if you please. Won't do you much good. Everyone in the south is bathing these days. Sounds wonderful. It certainly is. In fact, the council should establish public bathrooms in cities all across the kingdom. Great God, really? Or a decent hunter needs us to plunge in the forest pool to wash up blood every once in a while. I mean, we have never had this work before. Okay? I gotta be honest, we have never had this work before. Folks, I know it's not gonna happen, but can we have it work? Can we vote to see if this will work? Every time we've done the bathing in public thing, it never works. I want it to work. We failed every time. We just whoops, slip and fall and... No, I'm not tricking you. I really want to see this work. Like, I really want it to work. We've never had it work before. Also, I think it takes the 90%, not the 100. Your servants scurry to set you up in a huge golden tub in front of the palace. The nobles look on with a crowd of curious citizens. When you disrobe and sink into the steaming water, no one dares to even crack a smile. Fetch the royal Ducky! The nobles laugh and applaud. Even Baroness Zivo Zerace claps a couple of times. The royal Ducky! With such a ringing endorsement, the popularity of bathing booms, and with the grandees the forefront of the new trend. Soon, nobles travel to the south to enjoy the health benefits. They also purchase many duckies. Okay, that was worth it for the royal Ducky. Exactly. Ninth above, your holiness. One of the peasants from my estate discovered something extraordinary. I was lost in the desert, herding my sheep, ran out of water, then I swear the voice of the ninth god was in my ear. He said, "Drink and be sustained, for you are faithful." Then the oasis bubbled from a dry sand. Praise the ninth! Even better, the water has healing properties. A single sip fixed my sprained ankle. A true miracle in the south. This is marvellous news indeed. We must allow the kingdom's faithful to access these sacred waters. Nay, the whole world! Wait a moment. For free, your highness? I know what people are going to vote. And that's fine. I just don't want A to be an option. I actually remember watching Kiko play Rise of the Warball. Well, I'll have you know I still enjoyed that game, and I also really enjoyed playing Beyond the Edge of Alsgard. I know I was going to vote well. You see. Disgruntled grandees claim a ninth god created this miracle and their land as an opportunity to profit, to reward them for their life for the devout faith. But they can't deny that it still brings in gold for the south. Enterprising priests travel to the holy springs to sell relics, and merchants hawk southern snacks and delicacies. The name of the ninth god rings out for all the kingdom. Amazingly, I'm still balancing this. Your Holiness, I bring bad news from our newly constructed prison in the south. One of the prisoners, a murderous rogue by the name of Rufus Poos, has escaped. His location is currently... The doors bang open. A grubby-looking peasant strides into the council hall, escorted by an anxious watchman. In this room? Sorry, Your Majesty. He said it was urgent, and he was pretty persuasive. Your Majesty, I swear I'm innocent. Grandee Cav threw me in prison on trumped-up charges simply because I said I didn't like his hat. Haha, Your Highness, I have no idea what this fool is talking about. Free Whoopus, and in prison Cav instead. Come on! You know you wanna! You know you wanna! It's silly! It's funny! Vote B! It's a silly hat! It's a tie! Kiko, no! Kiko, yes! Maybe they'll have better hats in prison, eh? Say another bad word about my hat! One more word, Dave, I dare you! It takes 7 watchmen to restrain Grandee Cav as he is dragged down to your dungeons. While the common folk celebrate Rufus's exoneration, it is also a sign that the king's justice is flawed. I mean, you were already at 10. I couldn't really make you angrier. Meanwhile, you said you had a surprise for me? Aye, and here it is, behold! Your Greatness, what are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry, I didn't overhear any. Haha, quit babbling, you scaredy cat. This isn't the king. It's a peasant who's the king's spitting image. There's no Cavendish. Oh, sorry. Oop, not bad. Gods be good. Just in time, the spy master trusts us. We can move to the next phase, kidnapping the king and putting this fool in his place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom and not some chaos. Bad enough that the king's abduction could slip past unnoticed. Hey, guess what? You also need to lower stability to 4. Back in the march, Round and Draxius met his co-conspirators once again. It's no good. The common folk are losing momentum. If we don't keep up the pressure, they'll go back to living their normal lives in peace. Ha! Lazy good-for-nothings can't even get off their backsides for one measly revolt. We have to keep them unhappy. Don't allow the king time to stabilize. Oh, this is stupid. Don't worry. I can't stop you at this point. But... Jailbreak? Your Majesty, do you remember Cav 2K? That's you, isn't it? Nay, Your Majesty, you're confused. I'm talking about my, disgraced forebear. Now there's... how many bears involved? By the 9th, I'm talking about my uncle! You threw him in prison for falsely imprisoning a peasant. Well, he escaped. He cunningly concealed his escape tunnel behind a 6-foot-wide oil painting of cavorting nymphs. There's a reference for you. Great God, why was this villain allowed such a painting in his cell at all? Villain or not, Cav 2K was a grandee and was accommodated accordingly at the grandee's request. Let me hunt down this outlaw, my liege. I'll show these soft-hearted grandees how a baron keeps his prisoners. Ooh, okay. So... Alright, I'm going to be honest, folks. Who wants to see Baron Deus Phoenix hunt down Cav? Chop chop! We haven't had this dialogue before. We have put the bounty up before. I do, but is Deus here to answer that? Deus is here to answer that. While ruling with an iron fist, I'm merely allowing this person to try and get Cav. It's like, how would it bears? Which chocolate bars on the owl? Also, he's hiding. He's got to hide. Deus is after him. I swear by the 9th, my liege, I won't let you down. I won't return until I've taken Cav 2K's head. Next dawn, surrounded by a posse of hollering marcher soldiers, Baron Deus Phoenix rides out to hunt down Cav. A week later, he returns triumphant, holding up Cav's head as a trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, I got him. Baron Deus Phoenix's success causes quite a distress among the grandees, especially those who knew Cav 2K personally, but martial morale is sky high. With Grandee Cav 2K's escape cut short, the message is clear. No one can escape the king's justice for long. Our lovely twine root is flourishing, which is wonderful, but a few naysayers are concerned. I'm doing well, Spartacus. Which is ridiculous. The vegetation only swallowed a few villages. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so the choices are: let the twine root flourish, offload the excess to Ashmead, or order the southern farmers to manage its growth. You know what? You know what? We last time we did this one. You know what we should do this time? Let the twine root flourish. Let it grow. Let it grow. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing bad will happen. Gotta be honest, the kingdom's actually doing pretty well, considering that I'm trying to purposefully derail it with silly decisions. Throws a stick. Really hope this actually causes instability. I probably will. As the twine root continues to inexorable spread across the southern fields, the farm animals are happy to have so much to eat. A few peasants are lost at the twine root sea. But you can't please everyone. That's fine. It's only a couple of peasants. A couple thousand. Your Greatness, the barons are completely out of control again. But we're only hunting the wyverns again. Your Majesty, it would be best if you nip this in the bud. Won't call a vote then. Fine. We could designate a specific Baron Week. Why can't we not hunt my... Like, look! Wyvern Week! It's like, here you go, Wyvern Week. Hunt down the wyverns! Now is your chance! Go to Wyvern Week! From Wyvern Day to Wyvern Day. Wait, we don't have a Wyvern Day. We do now! In Wyvern Week, there's always a Wyvern Day. I see that my carousing is not encouraging people. This is a shame. Wait, it did! Hooray! Yes! Stability is up! We have the greatest kingdom the world has ever seen! Look at it! 10 and 10! How? Well, it's not going to remain 10 for very long. I'll be a moment. Wait, what? 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 Why did military win? This is amazing. Also, might I add that, imagine him just sitting there being like, "Oh, more stuff. Is the kingdom in flames yet?" No, my lord. Despite your best efforts, you've actually managed to maintain a kingdom of perfect stability and peace. Everyone loves you, and your rule is absolute. The kingdoms are thriving. Why? How? I don't understand! Your Majesty, I just want the kingdom to burn! Why do they all love me? Why do they love me? I don't understand, sir. All the other monarchs would be happy about this. I don't want to be king! I just want to read books and not be king. But everyone loves me. I don't understand. I don't understand either, sir. Your Highness, this lily-livered loiter sack has besmirched my honour. He spreads rumours that I am not truly a follower of the Ninth God, but some kind of apostate. You're definitely not a heretic? Absolutely not, Your Holiest. I'm the most devout amongst my people. Ask any one of them. Who are you talking about? That honourless dog, Urbis of the Chiefs. I would duel him to regain my honour as any grandee would, but Chief Urbis will not accept without your express permission. Now hold on a minute, this is a matter of respect. We can't be duelling in King Carla's throne room without due process. You're a coward, Urbis. You may as well admit it now. Very well, your piety is clearly just for show. It's all an act to get the villagers to like you more. You may duel. It'll be fun to watch. Win grins wickedly, drawing her sword. Urbis snarls, draws his axe, and squares up to face Hayasaka. The duelists circle each other before Grandee Hayasaka sweeps in for the first move. Urbis jumps backwards, batting the sword away. When Hayasaka comes in for another strike, Urbis is ready for it. Though the Grandee is fainting, he's already anticipated it, dodging out the way and stepping inside Hayasaka's reach. The axe bites into his shoulder, triggering a pained yell. Ah! I yield! I yield! She drops the sword, her face a mixture of agony and embarrassment. Bravo! Nicely fought. Though Grandee Hayasaka is suffering a crushing embarrassment, the Grandees still view your sanction of the duel as respecting the customs and are clearly grateful. Meanwhile... Dreadful tidings, Your Holiness. It's the twine root. It has swamped the whole of the south. Peasants are being swallowed alive by the accursed plant. They grow sleepy in the fields of the blooming flowers, then it devours them. Well, do you know what we should do? Folks, I want to see this. Let nature run its course. It'll be fine, everyone. It'll be fine. Life finds a way! This is when we die to the flowers. Maybe we could have the... maybe we could have the flowers run the south. Enterprising merchants join with the farmers to harvest as much twine root as they can, wearing masks to avoid the fatiguing effect of the blooms. A few of the peasants are devoured by stray plants, and tales of horror are quick to spread. Some say you can't stop the spread of twine root, even with fire. But it turns out that capitalism will do the trick. Good old capitalism? Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council, holding a child in your arms. Should I die, the crown will be passed down to my cousin and adopted daughter. The assembled nobles break into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your Majesty, may it be the first to congratulate you on adopting an heir. What is their name? Carla IV. We are blessed, Your Majesty. Just leave. The child is there. It's all good. Congratulations on finding an heir! Amazingly! Meanwhile, the kingdom is at peace and everyone's looking for a new scandal to focus on. Not exactly the right climate to adopt a king. I could unleash some wolves in the palace, if you think that would cause enough of a distraction. You always want to unleash wolves. It can't be your answer to everything. We need total chaos across the kingdom. We'll need a lot of wolves. You can't just throw wolves at every problem in your life. I can and I will. I throw wolves at the fact that people in the village don't like me. I throw wolves at the fact that no one will marry me. I throw wolves at the fact that there are too many wolves. I'm now starting to see why I have a problem in my lands of too many wolves. And the solution is more wolves. No, Blizzard, no! Yes, you have a problem with wolves. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be the architect of a new golden age. You've succeeded on that front. The kingdom has never been more prosperous. Well done, Your Majesty. But to shut down your noble scheming for... Wait, I'm doing well? Yes, Your Majesty. No! No! What's wrong, Your Majesty? I don't want to do well! Why? Why am I succeeding, Spy Master? Because you're a good king. I'm a terrible king! What do you mean? I didn't marry. I ruined the day of kinship. I scuppered everything. I let the South be consumed with plants. I made a culinary school. Why? Why haven't you just sent an assassin to kill me? Because you're a good king? I hate all of this. I hate it all. Have you heard of the Scepter of Sages? Yes, I've heard of it. What else have you got? My advice here would have to be to infiltrate everyone with spies. Stability in trade, or faith in trade? You know what? Let's go with the Scepter of Sages. Stability for the lulz, yes. A wise decision, Your Majesty. We'll be recruiting spies. We'll send them across the kingdom in the guise of travelling bards. But this will... Just do it. If we win, will people finally leave me alone? I'm afraid you'll have to reign for the rest of your life. Sire, you look like you're going to cry. I am going to cry. Your Majesty, the yields of the Martyr Farms are extraordinary. I've never seen the like. And there's John the Magnificent with Prime Gaming. 4 months, thank you ever so much. Curse of competence, indeed. The peasants have hybridized the new variety of barley. Beer made from the stuff doesn't give you hangovers. In fact, it heals headaches in minutes. We must assemble a team from the university to study this new crop. It could benefit the entire kingdom. By the 9th, wait a moment. Can't spread our secrets just to anyone. I'll have you know that our produce is very much in demand. We're just in the middle of securing a barley trade agreement with Tavalin. These eggheads could disrupt things terribly. So your choices are... Those are your choices. RNG just went, nah. You could either... money! Money, money, money! Money! Okay, folks. We could just have me win a... This is just so sad that this king somehow is just going to sleepwalk his way to victory. He's like, no! I don't want this! The Marcher trade agreement with Taverlan goes ahead with great fanfare. Soon, wagon loads of barley trundle back and forth, bringing vast profits with them. Aware of the secret hybrids for the first time, the chiefs and grandees are not pleased, but they cannot go against the will of the council, no matter how much they argue. The chiefs hybridize their own large turnips to rival those of the chiefs, but when the first crop turns out to be completely hollow, the experiments stop. Good news, Your Highness. Our new aqueduct is wonderfully useful. We've even started adding an extra branch, though there is a small problem. While digging more foundations, builders found bones in the rock. From the size of these things, the beasts they came from must be larger than the aqueduct themselves. Like some spooky, scary skeleton? That was his voice. The builders are saying it might be a flying reptile. No one dares say the name these days. It's been 700 years since a dragon was seen in the kingdom. Back then it was catastrophic. Let us carefully excavate the bones. Carefully. You don't mess with dragons. Be careful. Don't, no. No, just don't. But I thought you wanted to kill the kingdom. I did! But this is dragons! Builders dig the bones from the rock. Soon the huge bones are revealed. As visitors crowd the site, trade picks up. Merchants set up stalls around the aqueduct, sending all new delicacy of bone water. But despite the rise in tourism, some locals are superstitious, treating the bones with fear. Some refuse to approach the building at all. So I must inform you of something. We have 10 in stability, despite everybody wanting to lower stability, and 10s across the board in trade. I don't think there's a way we can lose. How? I wanted to steamroll this failure, and somehow we lost the opportunity to lose. How? We need to tank both trade and stability. How? I'm about to win. As all goes according to plan, Your Majesty, let me show you. Please don't cry again, sire. I don't want to be king! Look, sire, your reign will last for exactly 15 years and then you'll drop dead. Wait, what? How do you... Look, it's been the way in your family for generations, sir. You reign for 15 years after everything goes well, and then you drop dead. You mean there's finally an end? You just have to get through 15 years, my liege. Just 15 years. Doesn't sound so bad now you think about it. Can I be blind drunk the entire time? Sire, if you manage to get the kingdom into prosperity, I will provide you personally with all the alcohol you could ever want. All of it. We will start a vineyard within the palace gardens. Please. Just listen. Oh, fine. Your spy master takes you to a secret passage in your own private office. You saw them building it, but you just didn't care. You emerged into a hidden chamber where a number of hooded figures are waiting. These are my agents. They blend into the crowd as effortlessly as they can slip a knife between a traitor's ribs. How can you be sure of their loyalty? I've been very careful with my selection. You can rely on these agents. Why is that one a flower? Oh, the twine root agents. They're my best agents. Wait, you have the twine root? I recruited the twine root the moment I saw it, sir. It's sentient? Do you really care, sir? No, not really. Soon they will infiltrate the courts of all the nobles on your council, disguised as travelling bards and flowers. One of the spies tosses aside a cloak, revealing a lute and the fact that they're a flower. With the charm and flattery, they'll worm their way into your nobles' hearts and minds. And gardens. Yes, especially those ones. Then we will have a spy network, the likes of which the world has never seen. I hope to make even the Gaunt of Taverlin look like rank amateurs. They will learn to fear me at long last. Indeed, your majesty. A week passes before you hear more news. Your spy master arrives in your office with a tiny scroll, small as a cherry stem, clutched between two fingertips. This is a message from one of our agents in the field. Your majesty, I sent her to Chief Merrin Yule's clan hall, disguised as a scowl with bagpipes on her back. But why are they in a field? Figure of speech, your majesty. Let's open this up. You do it. I can't be bothered. The spy master studies the scroll for a moment, and a smile creeps across her face. Because they're a plant! Exactly. Get it? You're a plant! She holds over at candle flame, and it vanishes in a puff of cinders. She's been welcomed to the Chief Merrin Yule's court with open arms, and it's already flattering him with fawning songs. Let's hope our other spies are just as successful. Over the next few weeks, against his wishes, Carla III receives word back from more of the agents. Almost all of them have successfully wormed their way into the nobles' court. Look at that kingdom. The barons have 10 in trade and farming, 10 in faith, 9 in military. They're nearly powerful enough to be a kingdom in their own right. Now we must hope that we can maintain their cover. Do you really think it's going to fail? Realistically, sir, you could walk down the street and proclaim that you would hand the crown to the first peasant that comes along, and they would be like, "No, sire, you must keep the crown, for you have guided us loyally and nobly and honourably and self-sacrificingly." You hate that, don't you, sire? I really wish I could just throw this crown into the water and be done with it. It floats, doesn't it? Yeah, we added buoyancy to it. Ugh. Few more weeks pass. You wait anxiously for news of your spy's progress. One day your spy master appears at your desk, her face lit by a triumphant smirk. Good news, your majesty. Our spies have uncovered some of your noble's darkest secrets. Did you know that Chief Merrin Yule has a rational fear of lemons? You do now. Wait, lemons? Where? Do you have an irrational fear of lemons? No, I just hate them. We even have a few illicit romances between the nobles and our generically attractive bards. The blackmail writes itself. Yes, your majesty, let it all out. A bout of insane laughter now and then is good for the— Wait, is that the first time I've ever heard you laugh? I'm finally free of them, aren't I? I'm finally free of their scheming and their plotting, and they'll finally leave me alone to read my dang book? What book have you been trying to read? I have desperately been trying to read The Yule Murders. Oh, I love The Yule Murders. I especially like in book 3 where— You haven't even read the first one, have you? No. Spoil it for me and you'll find out why I'm such a good ruler. I'll say nothing more. But we can't get complacent. We must see if our other spies are equally successful. Over the next few weeks, your spies send back more and more positive reports. Soon you will establish a spy network throughout the entire kingdom. It's with a sense of smugness that you call your next council session. As the nobles file in, you realize you know all their secrets. Their weaknesses. Everything. Listen, my liege. I was thinking that taxes have been awfully high lately. Why don't we call a vote on reducing— No. I must have misheard you. I just called a vote. Let's go, chop chop. No. Baron, can you come over here for a moment? I need a word in private. You don't want to hear what he would say. Baron John the Magnificent walks up to your throne, his face quizzical. Your spy master leans over and whispers something in his ear, and he looks suddenly horrified. By the ninth, how did you know that? Only my mother knows about that. Sit down, Baron. If the king doesn't want a vote today, there will be no vote. Is he opening a book? Finally! Get to read page 1! Oh, gods, there are 587 pages. That's only the first one, your majesty. How many are in the series? 15. Oh, God. Baron John the Magnificent returns to his seat, trembling like a leaf. This is an outrage. The vote must go ahead. Hey, care for some lemonade? Ah! Leave me alone. I'll do whatever you say. Wait, is it poisoned? Does it matter if it's poisoned? About time. When you leave the council hall, the nobles are quiet. They know a new era has begun. An era of cooperation. Or else. Your spy master meets you outside, unable to keep a sly smile off her face. We did it. We should be teaching. Everyone who ever crossed me will pay. That's the spirit. That night you sleep an untroubled night sleep for the first time since you sat on the throne. For the first time in his entire reign, King Carla II smiled. No matter their grievances, the nobles will never again dare to defy you. You simply need to mention offhandedly that you know what they did last winter, or that you know where they sleep at night. Unable to convince the peasants to act in time, the Baron's scheme fizzled into irrelevancy. Perhaps next time they take matters into their own hands, instead of hinging their plans on the whims of the common folk. You say this, normal cat, but, you were all trying to overthrow me. All that remained of the chief's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner deep within the palace, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumour. Biffo will escape! The grandees prayed and prayed for a miracle to place Fabian in his rightful place on the throne, but no miracle came. King Carla III ruled from the shadows, getting his way in the council with blackmail and threats. The nobles were terrified, but the peasants considered it a golden age. After 15 years of unquestioned rule, King Carla III finally finished the series of books, put them down in his library, and promptly dropped dead, peacefully in bed. The nobles let out a collective sigh of relief. King Carla III the Bountiful? Oh, why wasn't it King Carla III the Miserable, the Suffering, the King Carla III the Ducky? Anything. The Git? No! Look, he ruled for 3 years. Alright. Look at the kingdom. Look at the kingdom. 10s in trade. 2 of the nations have 10 in farming, with 4 for the chiefs. Military is 9, 5, and 3. Faith is 10, 9, and 9. All I need to do is just entirely let go of the kingdom and just let anarchy reign, and somehow, everyone needs stability to go down. And it's like, no, I'm just gonna prevent that. All 3 of them are like, look, we really, really, really need to make sure everything goes down the metaphorical toilet. But it didn't. Some said he was unlucky. And he really was. How is this? I don't know. Maybe it was the fact that the skeleton wizard could get all his pastries, and because of that he was like, I will make sure that this king reigns for a long time. But it's okay, folks, because we never have ever got past the 4th reign. This is round 3. We had King Carla II at the start of this reign, and then we went through King Carla III. That was tiring. It was very, very tiring, surprisingly enough. Man yells in bubble. We were part way through the King Carlo II, to be fair. I don't know what's going on with this kingdom, but Carlo just seems to be doing incredibly well. And because we don't have the patricians, we can't marry the fish folk. Ugh. Meanwhile, somewhere, Mad Steve smiles, content. Yep. Smiles, grins maniacally. Clearly it's because... Absolutely. Banning crabs was literally the most important thing we could ever do. I mean, why wouldn't you ban crabs? Why wouldn't you ban crabs? Well, you see, Normal Cat, we have this thing for sesame seeds where we can ban the sale of jeweled crabs. It's very simple. Also, I'm sorry, Cav, that I ordered Deus Phoenix to kill you. I'm sure you forgive me. No, it's fair. We had... You got very... Like, it's a strange thing. On the one hand, you could have... If events had been different... we could have had lots of ones where we had two choices to lower stability. But the problem was, you know what actually... Like, I managed to get stability really, really high. Oh, but this is the thing, Farsight. The kingdom, at one point, had 80 money. It had 80 money at one point. So, we were destitute at one point during this run. We were, like, so close to going bankrupt. But we failed. Crabs are adorable. The jeweled crabs aren't. Banned. Yep. It's a reference to a event that can happen with the patricians. You want to try something that will both be fun and chaos. There are two things I've seen other streamers doing this. I mean, I'll be happy to hear it. I'd be happy to hear what that is. It's a reference to a real-life thing that does happen fairly often. It could easily be a reference to the tulip craze, or tulip mania, I think it was called. There's also more modern interpretations. But I'll absolutely hear it, Daffy. I'll absolutely hear it. I probably sound quite tired. Do I sound tired? You can be honest with me, folks. I can take it. A little bit. I've been working all day. Is quite the thing. Like, I did my morning recording, and then I did stuff for a special video for like 5 hours. So it's been a long day. It's been a long day, but I'm waiting to hear what Daffy says about things that could be done. I'm happy to hear things, but generally, a strange thing is I'm actually not that bad at this game, it would seem. Like, the first time I played it, I actually won. Like, Cav says that I'm better at this game than I give myself credit for. We wanted you to win the first time, Kiko. Now we Oh, is that so? You're very good at getting us to vote. You also have quite a cooperative... That is true, I do have quite a cooperative... But also, sometimes there is just the really, really crazy options. And I'm like, let us vote for the absolutely silly thing. Like, let us vote for the thing that is dumb. Because I know what you all like, folks. You like to see dumb. Like, the Twine Root thing is good, the marrying the fish folk guy was good, the royal Ducky. You're already trying to handle what voting options are best. I think long term, dude, I think long term, I don't always, like, the thing is, with those, I don't tend, they're not audio things. Occasionally I'll do, like, the dude. The Royal Ducky should be the VOD title, yes. Should it just be called Fetch the Royal Ducky? That's what it should be called, just Fetch the Royal Ducky. Yes, I will absolutely make that happen. Money is now our main goal. What does winning give us? A single raid, yep. Yeah, I always like Golden Choice. I also like Veto. I'm good at... I save the Veto quite often. Quite often I save the Veto. It's like, if I can get you to vote the way I would prefer you to without using Veto, I won't use Veto. I bet there are people who play the game without using Veto at all. I would be interested to see how people play it without using Veto. Veto is just so good. It's the absolute, like, ultimate, no, you're not voting for this. One day, 10-player, we will do that. We'll have one option, and we'll veto it, and we'll see what happens. Maybe the game won't let you veto it. What happens if there's literally no choice in a vote? Do I then get to pick? Or does just, like, nothing happen? I don't know. So now, we're just chatting for a little bit. Right now, we're just in a bit of a chat thing. Think someone said it defaults to all being open. Oh. That would make sense. That would make sense. I apologize, by the way, if I'm just blabbing incessantly. I suppose if no options are available, all options are available. Also good to one you might not be able to afford. That's true. I saw it, Daffy. I saw it. I saw it, Daffy. Sorry, I didn't respond to it well enough, but I did see your thing. Thank you. You're always blabbing, but we enjoy your blabbing. Yeah, but I am feeling it's getting into, like, tired blabbing. I don't know why. I think it was all the work. Hopefully, this extra video will be worth it. Cav and I have been planning this for some time. It's gonna be a good one. At least I hope it's gonna be a good one. I hope it will be. Cav, by the way, is a... Oh, no. I will get sleep. This is fatigue from working a lot. I mean, I worked in customer service for like 10 years. It was not fun. And I was doing videos at the same time. Oh yeah. 10 years. And I was doing Let's Play content simultaneously for a lot of it. So... that wasn't great. Many bad memories of that. There were some good things, but it was also pretty bad. That's why I'm glad you will support me in doing what I do and make it all possible for me to do this instead of having to go back to that. Because trust me, by the end of it, it was grinding me down into a fine paste of misery. It's not fun. There are people better suited to it. I'm not. It was soul destroying for me. But that is enough of that. I'm a programmer for a company that was bought by a large corporation, so yeah, I'm also getting to the soul-crushing part. I do apologise for potentially cutting it a little bit shorter than usual, but we did finish off a reign and get through a whole new one, and I am just a bit zonked. I do apologise. I don't think much will be gained from me starting a new reign right now. I prefer to start a reign at the beginning of a stream. Tired as tiger. I feel bad is the thing. I feel bad, like, it's my job to entertain. That's the thing, it's my job to entertain, and I like to entertain, and I'm like, I didn't do enough, and then the little quiet voices in the back of your head go, you're useless at this, you're not as good as you think, and it's like, haha, joke's on you, I never thought I was good, and it's like, that's the point. And I'm like, oh no, crippling self-doubt. Hey Cav, if you're still here, you could tell chat, what's my self-esteem like, Cav? What's my self-esteem like? On a rating of 1 to 10, what's the self-esteem at? It's good, isn't it? You know eggshells, right? I do. I do. Now add vinegar. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Very fragile. Cav's like, we support you, and it's like, I appreciate that, but thank you. Anyway, I am definitely waffling, and I'm gonna wrap up now before I waffle even more. Thank you all ever so much for being here, because seriously, you are all absolutely amazing and fantastic and brilliant and wonderful, and I couldn't do what I do without you, and I wouldn't want to do what I do without you. I'm actually really good at this outro now, I think. You're all absolutely fantastic. You're all, it's been really awful for the past 2 days, and this right here has been really solid, Bryce. Well, I'm glad to entertain, Ghidorah. I truly am. Like, if you go away from a stream or one of my Let's Play videos and you think, huh, that was entertaining, I had a good time, that's all that matters. That's what all my content has ever been for. And you're all just so wonderful supporting me. And there are a couple of things I need to quickly talk about before we conclude. Thank you, everyone. First off, there is my website, kikosko.com. You can check out all kinds of things there, including my schedule. We've turned it to You can also find links to my Compile book and hope. I'm glad you were entertained, 10 players. Then there is my Discord, where you can join a larger thriving community. I'm often there talking about stuff. I won't be after the stream, of course, because I'll be going to sleep, but I'm often there. There's loads of places to talk about stuff, loads of remote space and Let's Plays and streams past and present. If you link your Twitch and Discord together and sub to your Twitch, you can use the Twitch merchant Discord. There's also my Patreon. There you can pledge to support me in doing what I do. There is nothing Let's Play or stream-wise hidden behind paywalls. All my content is available for everyone to watch. But there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes that you typically don't see, like the editing and compression of videos that I was talking about just a little bit ago, and the test streams, test recordings, all the stuff that makes all I do a reality. There's a lot of background stuff. And at these times, now more than ever, I rely on the people that pledge to me to make all what I do a reality. Every little bit helps, no matter how big or how small. It all goes to making it all possible. And those that do pledge not only get a different coloured name on Discord of my deep and sincere thanks, they also get the ability to put names forward for games for the Patreon shortlisted vote. There's also my YouTube channels. First there is Kikoskia, my 16-year-old and 10,000 plus video Let's Play channel. I'm so old. There's also Kikvodskia, my newer VOD focused channel. My goal is to... Oh, here's a thing. Alright people. Me and Cav were talking. If I get to 1,000 subs on Kikvodskia, the Twitch channel, yeah, I'll do a stream playthrough of Daikatana. How about that for a game? I'll play through Daikatana. I'm committed now. Which one? The PC one. I didn't talk you into it for the record, didn't you? But anyway, I also want to hopefully get Kikosko up to 100,000 subs. And if we do that, I'll do a playthrough Terror for the Deep, a replay of it on my channel there. And both channels like the engagement of the algorithm, which is liking, commenting on videos, subscribing if you're not. If you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. Also, thank you, Daffy. 7 months with Prime Gaming. That is so absurdly kind of you. And remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, which means you have a Prime sub, you're spending more like you need to spend it on me. I mean, I won't say no. There's also my Twitter and my other social media accounts, like my Blue Sky, Mastodon, Instagram, Discord, and the community tab on YouTube. There you can get notifications on when I start streaming, and my Let's Play videos go live, and all kinds of random other stuff. Finally, there is my throne wishlist, where you can put money towards getting me little things that bring me joy. Mostly Warhammer models, but there are other things that you can do as well. Also, thank you very much there, the person that literally just put something to the Patreon. I saw you there. That's very kind of you. And if you have suggestions for things for the throne wishlist, you can suggest them there on the suggestion section. Finally, I have to reiterate it again. There is me thanking all of you, because truly, like, you are absolutely wonderful. Like, you are the reason I can do all this. You're just so supportive and kind and generous and just the greatest community. I could never have imagined when I started this, way back in January 2008, that I'd have a community willing to watch me play games and just be silly and read my book and would look forward to the second book and watch my content and like my pictures of my Space Marine chapters and just me being a doofus, because that's what I am. I'm just a doofus, but you all support me, and with your continued support, I'll be able to keep doing this for many, many years to come, as many years as is possible. So thank you all, folks, ever so much. Seriously, but being subbed to me, Template, you are supporting me. Thank you, folks, ever so much. Seriously, thank you. And whether it be morning, afternoon, or evening, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I hope you achieve everything you set out to do. The next stream is tomorrow, 2 PM GMT. Animal Crossing New Horizons. It counts, Templayer, it counts. And watching my stuff and doing the ads helps as well. So there you go. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I will see you then. Later. And remember, be nice to each other, everyone. For if everyone is nice to each other, the world would be that much better a place. And we all want that, don't we? Well, I certainly do. And I hope you do too. Later. Next time, King of the Castle, Carl IV. We will never get to Carl V. We never will. I will, Blizzard, thank you. But maybe we will get there. Maybe. Later.